Hi, I'm Dr. Angela McBurdy of DoctorFlute.com, and today I am doing a review of the Powell Sonaré 501 flute. This is a gorgeous instrument. This is a Sonaré 501 body with a signature head joint. If you like what you're hearing here today, after I play it and show you what its flute can do for you, consider having a flute trial with Flute Center of New York, which is flutecenter.com, and use my code DoctorFlute, which is DrFlute. And when you do that, what that can do is give you a 10-day trial period instead of 7. You get free shipping. You get an 18-month service contract instead of 12 months, and you can have 10% off of sheet music. The body here, which is the Sonaré, is a silver-plated body. Now, if you wanted an all-silver body, yeah, it's probably going to change your tone, and you'll probably like that. But you probably, I don't know, maybe spend another $1,000 for that. The important part when you're looking at a step-up instrument is this head joint. And this head joint is a signature head joint, and that means it is sterling silver. So the head joint where all your tone is being produced is silver. And that silver makes all the difference in the world. On the body, being that it's plated, it's still is going to help you get a fantastic sound. The arms are Y arms rather than the pointed arms, and it's perfectly fine. This particular one has the splitty mechanism, and it has a B foot here. So that has all the things that you need from a step-up instrument for around the $2,000 mark. I think today, if you were to buy this right this minute, it's slightly less than $2,000. Later on, if price of silver goes up, the price can go up on the flute. So, don't hold it to, well, you said it was $19.95 or something like that. It's not that you have to check on the prices, but it'll be somewhere in that $2,000 range. I will tell you, in my hand, it feels a tiny bit heavy. If weight is a problem, maybe you want to try it. I mean, that's what a trial is for, to say, okay, my hand can handle it. Now, my hands are sensitive, and it's not a problem. I think I would be absolutely fine with this. So, but just know, it feels a little bit weighty. Now, it's not the tubing. So the tubing on this flute is 0.16. So tubing could be 0.18, then 0.16, and then 0.14. 1.4 is going to give you the brightest sound. 1.8 is going to give you the darkest sound. 1.6 is right there in the middle. I play with a 0.16 tubing as well. That's what I like. It's what I've grown comfortable with. And so I would recommend the middle of the road, unless you really have a preference there for a reason. Let me play a little bit of this. Now, right there, I think that's a gorgeous, gorgeous sound. It's not too bright and it's not too dark. I liked that I could get a big tone. This gave me a nice, big sound. For a step-up instrument, that's really fantastic. I also felt like it had a meaty sound. There was some weight to my sound here. It wasn't too bright. It didn't just, respond and be out there. I think a little bit of a weight to your sound, which this had, gives you a little bit more resonance, which will carry farther than a tone that's really bright and you feel like that's going to carry. It's right here, it's really bright, but then the sound dies faster. Let me play a scale. Now, in my my hands, that felt like butter. That sound just went up and back down, and the response, it wasn't that, so it wasn't tonguing. I'll talk about the response when I tongue in a second here, but playing it up and down, the way that this head joint is cut, I felt like it was very rich sound, and it was, I guess that's what I think of as butter. Butter is rich. It's got a lot of substance to it. I feel like I could make some really good tones on this flute. Now let me go up higher and explore the high register. Oh, the response time in that third octave was great. I didn't struggle at all. Neither did I feel like I had to build really fast air or push a lot from my support. It popped out with just my usual amount of support. I'm going to tongue now, and let's talk about the response. How fast does that tone come out? Okay, I felt like the response from F up the 2 octaves and even into the high register was right there. That response was clear as can be. Low register response may be a tiny bit logy. But all I had to do to adjust to that is hold in more air, and that's almost always the key in the low register. Hold in more air, your low register comes out beautifully. I'm going to play and see if I can get some different tone colors on here. Now, today's modern society, we like to have an edgier flute sound. I want to be able to have lots of flute sounds, but that edge, we want to be able to have a flute that can give you an edge when you want it to. So let me give that sound a try. Let me play the opening of this piece and see if I can make it sound really edgy. Yeah, I certainly can. I don't think it's the easiest edge to get, but I think I can get that edgier sound. It's there, it just takes you warming it up. And you always remember that when you're adjusting to a different head joint, which is why having it a flute for 10 days is key to picking the right flute, because the more you play with it, the more your embouchure adjusts to that particular head joint. These head joints for all your different flutes are made slightly differently. And so you need to adjust to the way this head joint gives you that sound and allow your embouchure to change to adjust to that. The strike edge side of the embouchure here is not severely, it's just a little bit sloping down. And I think that is going to give you a little bit warmer of a sound than one that maybe is straighter, has a more severe cut here. But also it's going to give you a warmer quality sound. Let's try that edge on this piece. Yeah, that edge was right there. Now I'm going to change it. I want a woodier sound, so let's pretend this is Bach. Can I do that? Oh yeah, I think that was a beautiful sound that this gave me. Really, I think that the whole tone on this flute is rich. It's just a little bit dark, even though it's that 0.16, it's not as dark as we can go, but I can get that darker sound on this flute. I think I can get a brighter sound too. I lifted it up. I made my maybe an not quite an A, maybe an E sound on the inside of my mouth to try to lift that tone up and not make it be quite so dark. So I think you can get a lot of different tone colors with this flute. And I think that rich sound is right there for you to take. There can be flutes like a 1/6 body might respond faster, might give you like, bam, that tone is there, that tonguing is there. But it's harder to warm up a 0.16. And what we're talking about when we say that is the bore size. It's harder to warm up that brighter quality that's right there. But if that's what your ear likes to hear, then great, go for that flute. If you think you want to have a flute that's going to give you both ways, you can go bright and you can go dark, this flute is probably the one for you. And of course you can always explore the head joints, which, you know, a gold lip plate, a gold riser. There's other options that you can add to this if you want something else. I noticed with this one too, my sound got bigger. It has a bigger sound, and that's a nice thing. For me, I'm not a huge player, so I like the flute to give me that bigger sound without me having to work incredibly hard at getting it. So this would be a phenomenal flute for you. If you liked the sound of this, this is a Sonaré 501 signature head joint. It's sterling silver, silver-plated body, and it's in that $2,000, give or take some range. And if you like it, go to Flute Center and use my code DrFlute. That's today's video.